Let's go to the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina hotline and shout out, of course, to our man Super Bowl Stew for getting these interviews set up. He told me about this one a little while ago, and oh, have I been pumped about this. Check these numbers out. There are only 10 men, 10 that are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and won the Heisman Trophy, and we're about to talk to two of them.
Wow.
Back-to-back Heisman winners, 76 and 77. It is Tony Dorsett and Earl Campbell live from Radio Row. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure. How are you?
Doing fine. It's good to be here.
So great to talk to you guys. We need to let everybody know there's also a documentary coming out this weekend called The Perfect 10 from NFL Films. It's Saturday at 7 on Fox, talking about the unique list that you guys are on. And in terms of the two of you, I was trying to think of what to ask you guys. Let's start out with kind of your friendship, because I do hear all the time about how close you guys are. How long have you guys been friends? And Earl, I'll start with you. When do you remember hearing about Tony Dorsett, and when did you guys become friends?
I think I began to hear about Tony when he won the Heisman. I was going to be senior at the university, and I was working at junior before my senior year. I was working a construction job on campus, and this guy we took a lunch break, and this guy said, this guy in Dallas is getting in a lot of trouble. He's doing everything. He's running Tom Landry crazy, and of course, he says, and he won the Heisman Trophy last year, and he made $1 million. I said, let me see that paper. And of course, that was Tony, and that's when my relationship with him started, and then we used to play each other our preseason, and him and I got to talk, and then ends up now we spent, I think, if it wasn't for COVID, that was the first time you hadn't, about 8 years, spent about 8 days with me down on the ranch in Tyler, and hot rod buddies. Yeah, so we've been friends a long time.
Yeah.
So, Tony, what's your perspective on that? When do you remember hearing about Earl the first time, and then starting the friendship and all that?
Well, when he won the Heisman Trophy, but the deal was I was born and raised up in the Pittsburgh area, and the Houston Oilers used to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I was like, whoa, this guy is making all this noise. I'm getting just the iron steel curtain. I'm like, hold it, man. What's going on, man? And Earl, I didn't know much about him when he was in college, but when I saw him in the NFL and seeing the things that he was doing to the Pittsburgh Steelers with, Joe Green, L.C. Greenwood, whatever, I can't remember all the names. Lambert and all those. Man, it was crazy. I was like, God. I was like, and I used to, when I got to see Earl, I said, man, Earl, why don't you let
yeah, that's one of the first things asked.
Why don't you let one man tackle you sometime, man? Hey, man, you gonna get hurt, man. Go down. You can't get him. He said, Dorsett, they be talking that. He said, I got to get him back. I said, all right, bro, get him back. Good luck. He was the best at it.
Yeah, but we have a lot of fun together,
No doubt.
Yeah,
it's amazing to see people, East Texas is a big Cowboy fans, and they see Tony come down he'd be in our parades and stuff with our truck club, and we have a lot of fun.
Well, fellas, it's an honor to talk to both of you guys. Both of you guys did it differently, but really dominated in the 80s and whatnot. How prideful are y'all for both being Heisman winners and then just the whole Heisman crew? How close are y'all? And, y'all just talked about y'all's friendship, but, just with this whole Heisman thing, how close are all you big-time Heisman winners?
Well, we had a pretty good family, Heisman family, and the thing about it is, especially the two of us, we're running backs, and we take a little pride in ourselves, and, especially winning the Heisman Trophy and doing those kind of things. But the thing is, man, one of the things about for us even being here today is because the longevity that we had. In the National Football League and college and et cetera. So, I take a lot of pride in the fact to say, Yeah, I'm in with Earl Campbell.
I take a lot of pride to say, hey, my husband was right after Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
I know y'all know who that is. So, it's just a lot of fun being a part of the Heisman Club.
Yeah.
But this H to H thing, it brings it to a whole nother level. Sometimes you sit around and all the things that you do, you're
Yes.
doing business and you're trying to have a family and you're trying to be with the grandkids, but yet and still you get in another group, the H to H guys, that's Heisman to Hall, and only out of all this football and college and pro football, there's only 10 guys that ever did that. And 2 of them are right here,
Right
best
here.
of friends. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. And for the people who don't know, I didn't realize this. So Tim Brown, it says, along with some other members of the group, have launched this brand that Earl, you just mentioned, H to H, the Heisman to Hall of Fame. Tim Brown is the only receiver in that group.
Yes.
Roger Staubach
Yes,
would be
right.
the only quarterback in the group, and you guys are a part of a group of running backs there. Charles Woodson, the only defensive player. So such an elite group. I think of you guys as elite anyway, elite running backs that I've gotten to see play in my life. But as I woke up today, I wouldn't have realized that list was that short. Did you guys realize that it was only 10 guys that have ever done those two things?
I didn't. I had no clue that. I thought it would have been more players that have won, gone to the Hall of Fame and won the Heisman Trophy. Heisman Trophy didn't win going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's not, and so it's an elite group of athletes
A lot of
that
people,
have done what they done the
it's a lot of people.
big names.
It's a lot of people play college football. They
Yeah.
didn't go to pro football.
Right.
There's a lot of pro football players who just got in there and didn't make it. They was good in college, but to say that you have a Heisman Trophy and a Hall of Fame, you sit down and think about how blessed God is, and that's just another aspect that happens in your life.
Wow.
Fellas, the game has changed a lot since y'all used to play, and nowadays they like to see the ball go through the air. How do y'all look at the game nowadays and how it's played compared to when y'all used to play?
Well, I tell you, I still love to watch the running game. I understand the fact that things have moved on a little bit, so they don't depend as much with the running backs as they used to, because they got a lot of great quarterbacks out there that are playing and with wide receivers. But the thing is when the going gets tough,
You need that running back.
when the going gets tough, you know who they coming to. They're going back to those RBs, see what they can do. And so it's a good game. I like.
I was really pulling for Michigan this year, and Harbaugh, I thought he was going to go back into pro football. But if you want to watch a football game that's fun, Michigan Wolverines run that football, and I like that side of football. It's just something different. But I know this, when they get down close to that goal line, instead of trying to throw the ball on both levels, I think if they would get that running back involved, they would see
Absolutely.
that
It'd be a lot easier.
it's less room down there when the running back gets the ball in his hand.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I'd say when you get down to that goal line, Earl Campbell, Tony Dorsett, Marcus Allen, Barry Sanders, all good options. All good options down there.
I would say this, before we end and before we finish talking about everything, I started a business. You do these autographs and you go around the country, but I started a deal in Las Vegas about a year ago, and I was just doing autographs. Now I'm a part of the company. I'm one of the owners of the company, and it's called Timeless Athletics, and that led into a Fairway Mortgage Company with Pat, and we do a lot of good things, and I think that's the thing they're going to have to see in this documentary about HH, that we do a lot of different things. We do a lot of business. We have, like I said, families, and I just think there's still another side of us with this HH.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Earl, that you mentioned business, because my man Isaiah does have a question for you. Zay, you're trying to find some of that sausage, correct?
Yeah, Earl, love the sausage, man. I'm a big
it's
fan.
Good.
I know, Tony.
Yeah, it's good.
Where do you live, man?
I live in Austin.
All you have to do is drive over to your local HEB.
That's true. That's true, but we also We also work
will
with your
take care of
son, Tyler. He has
yeah.
his own show here. Great show. I know you're proud of him.
That is the sausage king, Mr. Tyler Campbell. He took my job. So
I need to be talking to him, huh?
Yes, he run our part of the sausage business. Tyler's a great kid, and I like to say thanks for you guys working with him. And he takes his own weight. He wants to do different things in life, and it's a great thing he's doing.
Yeah, I know you fellas have limited time today. You're talking to a lot of different people. Real quick, Tony Dorsett, tell me about these Cowboys running back situation. There's a lot of people wanting to talk about Pollard and Elliott and what happens next. You got any ideas for them?
Not really. I'm just saying, just keep doing what they're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing, doing it your way, and hope for the best. Hope you don't get yourself injured or anything. That's the thing about it is to try to stay as healthy as you can, and when your opportunity comes, make the best of it.
Gotcha.
So you're saying you're leaving all that Pollard and Zeke and Jerry's saying, huh?
Yeah.
You can't get out of it.
Okay, now I want to be. You want to say Tony Dorsett said no, he didn't do it. I didn't.
There you go.
I appreciate what those guys do. They both bring something to the table, and that's a good thing to have as an owner or a coach of a team.
See, as everybody can hear, 33 still got the moves. That was a great move right there. Zay, one more, and then we'll let these guys go.
Hey, Tony, so let me ask you this, because there's a guy that works for our station that's a legend in his own right named Michael Bucky Godbolt, who played with you at the big 33 game up in Pennsylvania in high school. He claims to know you. Do you recognize that name?
Wow, man, you taking me way back. Yes, I do. Well, how is he doing nowadays?
Bucky's down in Austin, man.
He is?
Yes, he is.
Man. Yeah, man.
He's Howard Cosell on radio.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is a good guy. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Hey, fellas.
Hey, thank you guys very much.
Hey, man, thank y'all. Y'all got a real quick pick on the game? Eagles, Chiefs, who y'all got?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
Well, I'm an NFC man. I like the Eagles.
Oh, okay. There you go. They're going to differ on that pick. Fellas, thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you, fellas.
They were a menace. They just was so tough on us when I was playing.
Yeah. I can't root for them, Tony, but I think they're going to win.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree. That's the way that's the way to put it. I think they're going to win.
There you go.
I can't root for them, but I think they're going to win.
Oh, I know that feeling. Hey, fellas, it was a pleasure to talk to you guys. You have something else?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, I used to say, the city of brotherly love, my.
There you go.
I said, them fans up there, boy, would kill you, boy. They were so hostile, man. They would throw water on us, beer on us, everything. And the only thing I liked about their fans was they talked to Tom Landry. They said things to Tom Landry that a lot of us players wanted to say, but we couldn't.
Man. That's fantastic. Hey, y'all have a great day, fellas. Enjoy the rest of Radio Row and enjoy the game. And we'll definitely pump this documentary, man.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, fellas.
Oh, my goodness. Tony Dorsett and Earl Campbell. My goodness. At the same time. Did everybody hear the moment when Tony Dorsett started a sentence and Earl Campbell finished it? That was fantastic. Tony Dorsett said, when you get down towards that goal line, and Earl said, go with the running back.
Yo, this job is so dope. I'm literally rocking a neck roll, wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
And we just interviewed Earl Campbell and Tony Dorsett.
That's incredible.
Are you kidding me?
That's amazing.
Wow.
And they both knew Bucky.
They both knew him.
Earl Campbell just called Bucky the Howard Cosell of Austin. Did y'all hear that? That was great. Oh, it's fantastic. All right, so not that you needed something else to put on your DVR list or your TV list, but you have got to check this thing out. The Perfect 10 is what it's called. NFL Films documentary coming up on Saturday night at 7. So we all know how it is on Super Bowl weekend. Super Bowl doesn't kick till 5:30 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So much pregame, so much stuff. We'll talk about tonight where the honors are coming up and you can see the awards. But this will be incredible. 10 men, and I'll list them for you here in a second, but only 10 have ever won the Heisman Trophy and then gone to the Hall of Fame. We mentioned it. Roger the Dodger is the only quarterback. Tim Brown is the only wide receiver. Dude, I could have thought forever. And I dig Tim Brown. I could have thought forever and not come up with Tim Brown.
What year did he win the Heisman?
Tim was 88.
God, he was so cold.
If I'm not mistaken.
Turning punts and stuff.
Oh, he was a total badass at Notre Dame, goes on to the great career with the Raiders, and does become a Hall of Famer. The only defensive player is Charles Woodson, much like Charles is the only defensive player to win the Heisman.
But he played offense really at Michigan. If he didn't play offense a little bit, he wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, there's no true defensive player that's ever won the Heisman.
Yeah, Charles Woodson was playing offense a little bit.
So Woodson is the only defensive guy, and then you've got these guys as running backs: Doak Walker, Paul Hornung, Marcus Allen, O.J. Earl, and Barry Sanders, and Tony Dorsett. Wow. I did not realize the list was that unique and that specific. Shout out to this H2H group. Tim Brown put it together, and it does stand for Heisman to the Hall of Fame. It's a 90-minute NFL Films documentary coming up Saturday.
I couldn't believe the notes that Stew sent us for this interview said, don't talk about OJ. I can't believe that. He's a part of the crew. What the hell? What are we doing? He's a part of it. He deserves to be there. If he's in it, he's in it, right? Why couldn't we ask the guys about OJ?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
There was some stuff.
Yeah, some stuff?
There was some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody says, that was great stuff. T-Bone says, y'all killed it. Hey, we didn't do anything. We got out of the way. Earl Campbell and Tony Dorsett. That is great stuff. So this is going to be one of those days where I call my dad and try to impress him. Because
same.
Over the years, it's one of those where it's like, hey, Dad, I got to talk to blank. And today will be a big one of those.
Oh, my mom's such a big Houston Oilers fan. I might be the favorite kid now.
Yeah.
Out of both my brother and sister.
There you go. That is cool.